What's up everybody, Tech Chucker here, and today I've got another review of the Hasbro Marvel Legends Absorbing Man Wave Morbius. Now this is a really cool looking figure. I'm really stoked to have him in my collection finally, but there's a couple of little issues with it and we'll talk about those. But let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a closer look. Okay, we've seen this body mold a few times before, but his head is on a ball peg and it is also on a hinge, and he's not really able to look up much, but he can look all the way down, get that chin all the way down into his chest, which is good. He's got good side-to-side motion, no real problems with that at all. And then he's got just a little bit of tilt. It's actually, it's not too bad. It could be worse. You can see that right there. Not too shabby. In the shoulders, he's got a ball hinge, and he's really got a lot of range of motion there, which is awesome. He's able to rotate that arm all the way. Let me get this shoulder put in the right position first. Okay, he can swivel that shoulder all the way around. He's got an upper bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, which don't really get him a huge amount just because that bicep is so big. He's got a peg joint and a hinge in his wrists, which works pretty well, not too shabby. We've seen this before. Moving down into the torso, he's got that standard hinge, and he's able to crunch forward about one click, and that's not too bad. Backwards, he's got a lot of good arch in his back, which is pretty awesome. He's got a swivel at the waist, works perfectly, and then he's got T-jointed hip joints, pretty limited in what they can do. And you can see that's about how much of the splits he's going to be able to do, which is pretty disappointing. He's able to kick his leg almost 90 degrees out. It's just shy of it. He's actually got an okay backwards kick. His head keeps popping off. All right, so that's about as far back as he's going to get that, which isn't too bad. He's got an upper thigh cut, works pretty good. Double jointed knees, those work pretty good as well. Not really going to complain. He's got an upper shin cut, which works good. And he's got an ankle hinge, able to get that foot all the way back. And forward is pretty good. That's actually not bad at all. And then the ankle rocker works relatively well. I do feel it kind of puts it in a weird angle, but it works well enough. So overall, the articulation's pretty solid. We've seen this figure. We know what to expect. So nothing too out of the ordinary, nothing unexpected. The sculpt and paint on this figure are actually really quite good. I really like this face sculpt. See if I can get this to focus in without the light glaring in on it. Try and cover some of the light. I'm still working on the light, but this face sculpt is really, really cool. They painted it very, very nicely. I love the eyes. The mouth is great. They've got nice detail, some sculpt work on the face. The hair is sculpted pretty well with the ears sticking out. There's no shading in the hair, but that's okay. And then this collar piece is kind of a soft rubber, which is very, very nice. I really like the way that this looks. Gives it some uniqueness. These hands are sculpted relatively nicely and painted pretty nice with the fingernails having fingernail polish on them. You can see a little bit of a wash on the white. Again, my light's kind of glaring in on here. The rest of the figure, except for this belt, the rest of the figure is just black. There's nothing else to it. But this red is fairly clean, and I'm happy with how that has turned out. The sculpt work, I mean, we've seen pretty much all of these body parts, which is pretty cool. The chest has this kind of dirty white look as well. The head, however, pops off super easily, which is a little bit disappointing with this figure because there's not a whole lot else to it, and so having the head pop off so incredibly easily is kind of a letdown. But overall, the look of this figure is very, very nice, very appealing. They did add a little bit of paint with some of the wash, which just makes this thing pop. So I'm really, really happy with it. Morbius only comes with 2 accessories, and one of them is this cape piece, which is the cape kind of outstretched. It's a fairly soft, pliable, rubbery kind of plastic, and it's pretty nice. The coloring is pretty good. It's a good match, and it just pegs into his back here, and you can see it actually looks pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks nice. Um, there's some nice detailing with some of the ripple looks. So, I'm happy with that. And then he also comes with a second cape piece, which is basically the cape just resting flatter on his back. That pegs in, and this also looks very nice. It's made of the same rubbery material, and it's got some nice detail on it, and it looks really good with this figure. So overall, I'm pretty happy with these accessories. It'd be nice if we got some alternate hands. I would like to have had an alternate head so that I could have one with his mouth closed, but it is what it is. So overall, I'm very happy with this figure. I think it's a really good figure. It's just the right body mold, I believe. So I'm pretty stoked with it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this review, make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more. And until next time, I'll see you later.